Hello everybody and welcome back to Speedforce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings here in the GP4 division. But before we do anything else, let's have a look at the championship standings here in GP4, because in P1 is DCG in his Racing Point ahead of Racing Point in P2. James Killer is in P3 ahead of Ghost Cam, who's in P4, who is not racing tonight. Pro Oliver is in P5 and Xander is in P6, Badger is in P7 and Alco is in P8, bringing out in P9, and Jan in P10. Be warned that Jan has been drinking, so this could only go well. JD Salvo is in P11, Blues is in P12, and Sensei is in P13. Bittle is in P14, Sonic Hawk is in P15, and Cod Oliver is in P16. High Grimby is in P17. Shadow Britain is in P18, James Hook is in P19, DB is in P20, though he is not racing tonight. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. They are all still looking very Red Bull, because Red Bull lead us away with a 20-point gap to Racing Point in P2. Alfa Romeo is in P3 and Renault is in P4. Ferrari is in P5 and AlphaTauri, wait, no, not there yet. Toro Rosso is in P6. Make that joke too often. Haas is in P7, McLaren is in P8, and Mercedes in P9, and Williams still struggling down in P10. I'm not on my own tonight. Tonight I'm joined by another bearded wonder, so we're going to have two very wise senseis looking out onto the grid tonight. I'm joined for the first time by Mad G. How are you doing tonight, mate?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. First time doing this, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one tonight. Hopefully we've got some good clean racing, but this is Belgium with notorious Eau Rouge into Radion, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how many do spin off. So I think it's one for the books. I think this is anyone's race.
It is. This race has been synonymous, though, with wet weather. And honestly, we can't come here without thinking a little bit about Antoine Hubert. But we've talked enough about him in Monaco a few weeks ago. Nonetheless, though, mate, this track is one of the oldest and one of the best in Formula One, only sidelined a little bit by Silverstone by me. But nonetheless, what do you look for in this track? Because this track is brilliant, isn't it?
God, what do you look for in it? It's basically, it's pure nerve, just pure nerve to keep your foot in all the way around it. And if it's not going, like I said, if it's not going to Eau Rouge into, like I say, into Radion and down the Camel Straight, it's the back end as well. When you just as you're coming through, like Fanier and then into Stavelot, then of course Blanchimont, you have to keep your nerve, because one wrong foot and that's it. There is plenty of auto spin curbs on this, plenty. If you haven't got your eyes open, you're in the wall, basically.
Yeah, you really haven't. You've got to concentrate on this track. This is the longest track, barring longest track in distance, not in corner length. That goes to Singapore, which we'll be heading to in a few weeks. But nonetheless, this track is monstrous. This track is history. The likes of Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen passing a lapped car on the Kemmel Straight, of Valtteri Bottas passing Brendan Hartley up Eau Rouge and Radion, I think it was Brendan Hartley or someone. He was in a Toro Rosso. Who knew at that point? And obviously Mark Webber and Fernando Alonso being, well, frankly, nutters. But then again, they are Grand Prix drivers, so why wouldn't they be going up Eau Rouge and Radion? The same can be said about Turn 1 here. Turn 1, we've seen a lot of accidents. Ergo Hulkenberg. Yeah, normally Fernando Alonso, isn't it? Hulkenberg in 2018 causing a mastermind collision that proved why the halo was needed in Formula 1, and Grosjean being Grosjean put his nice signature on every car he can do in the 2012 season. If you're old enough to remember that, then my God, why aren't you geriatric yet like me?
Geriatric, but the thing is, I can go one better, and that is the mass pile-up in 1998, which was therefore caused by David Coulthard, and it was just the craziest pile-up I've ever seen, 15-car pile-up, which eventually, ended the race being a Jordan 1-2, if you can remember that far back, and Michael Schumacher storming into McLaren garage trying to have a go at David Coulthard at the time. So
Coulthard should have just nutted him, might have knocked some sense into him.
Well, I think at that time you really couldn't, could you? To be fair, especially when it was live on camera. But,
to be honest, Verstappen did it. Max has had a swing for marshals though, as well. He's done full hunt. He's gone a Well, this is punishment for Sensei for saying keep it dry, keep it dry, keep it dry. Ladies and gentlemen, it has just got a lot more fun here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Now, if this goes well, if I think about it, because I was racing Dan beforehand, and he's extremely quick in the went, and they've already been toting a racing point 1-2 on this one. And to be
Well,
honest,
they
this is going to be
pulled out.
interesting.
They pulled out the extreme wet tyres. I believe this is the first time we've seen the extreme wet tyres in a while. Sensei saying, "Let me cry." Do it yourself, mate. This is at your home Grand Prix. So Williams launching out onto track, I believe, as Shadow. It is Shadow Britain that we can get the first gauges of that, and I have no qualifying sound. Thanks, Codemasters. So running the Formula E mod after me and Matt G was talking about the Formula E season. But look at Aruja Radion. You can't see the track.
All on wet. Cole Oliver's gone already.
I think
I've not been able to see
I think
that
he's
at all.
retired due to his qualifying ban. 5
I
minutes
see.
till light rain.
Well,
I've been
I'm
told.
on board with Shadow now, so we'll see how he gets on. It's not surprising. He's always first out. I've noticed that.
Whoa.
Oh, he's
Now,
missed it. Oh, he's missed
here's the
corner
thing,
there.
though. Here's the thing, though, G. If it's a dry race, these guys are going to have balls the size of F1 cars to race around this track in these conditions on a dry setup.
It all depends, you know, because they're the only ones going to have the information whether or not it's going to be dry or wet for both periods anyway. So we don't know. Well, I don't know anyway.
Sector 1, we have a yellow flag, so I'm assuming someone's binned it. It's a constant yellow.
Someone has binned it. We have a quick look. Oh, it is. It's James Hook. He's gone into the wall top of Eau Rouge.
Oh dear.
Luckily enough, he's fine. He's still going. He's
Yeah.
just taken a few bits off his wing by the looks of it. And believe it or not, he's actually got away with that one.
The Welshman getting very lucky in his car there.
Just got an M plate off on the right hand side, but other than that, all four wheels on the car and he's going down Camel Straight.
Right, Shadow Britain is about to start his lap time though here in Spa. If I be silent lap with the fact that we have no engine noise, this glitch is becoming very much more common now in qualifying. So I'm not too sure. As we see Shadow pulling into... Wow! There's no brakes on this car, is there?
Very deep down the bus stop.
And
but
now,
it's still wet.
On to lap time here. As now we head into turn 1 for the first time with Shadow Britain. So the source is... Whoa! Just skating everywhere. This is just like Hungary in qualifying in 2018. As now we look at Shadow coming up towards the infamous best corner complex in Formula 1, barring Magnus and Beckius. He's not turning. He's very lucky. Oh, he's off the track. He's spinning. He caught it, though. Oh, catch it. No!
Oh.
He did not catch it, but...
He didn't at all.
That, I am going to give the award, the Zach Veach award, of being able to catch a car that definitely was going to be destroyed if he didn't do it. The Origins in the Ferrari is now going to be the first man on the track. No, I don't believe he is, actually. I believe we have we do have another car on track. It is, in fact, the Racing Point of Energy Dan. I think he's following his teammate. Actually, he is following his teammate of DCG. So the Racing Point's deploying team strategies here as the 94 car leads the slide. He looks at Energy Dan to see what his number he is. I can't see it. Thanks, Codemaster, for the camera angles.
Well, I've just watched Origins come through Eau Rouge, and it was absolutely pin perfect. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3.
I think that's James Hook.
Possibly, yeah, but I just watched the Origins come through Eau Rouge, and he was absolutely pinpoint accurate.
You have to be here.
He's going to be a good lap. He's back catching up to someone now. I'm not sure who it is. It's one of the Racing Points.
Yeah, he's catching up to Dan, who's following.
He's just pulled out of the way. Someone has lost a piece of wing there. I've just noticed that on the side of the wall there, so I don't know who's done that. Another yellow flag. Yellow flags galore at the moment.
Well, this is what it's like when you're actually marshalling touring car, because you see a lot of yellow flags. Actually, in fairness, I didn't see many yellow flags when I was marshalling touring car the other week. The most of all was actually a Formula 4 that had broken down or was trying to sort out its problems on the old pit lane, and I was trying to signal to the flag guys, keep waving the yellow flags, he's not moving yet. More stories about Jack marshalling. Oh, wow. DCG hitting the curb at Blanchimont, but he managed to catch it there as he heads into bus stop. Oh, Shadow Britain's made a mistake. He's reversing back to pit lane. And now, as we look at DTG, the first competitive lap time is going to be over 2 minutes long. Heirs of 1996 here. As now we jump on board with...
I think that's going to be beaten here. I think Origins might just have a better time, but...
Oh, no.
He's outside. No. 0.6.
Down into pit lane. So these conditions scaring many drivers. Looking at Sensei now. He's got blues in front of them. Will it be a blue day for the Toro Rosso? Sensei catching the car. As they now cross the line, and Sensei goes third place. I mean, 2 minutes. When's the last time we saw a 2 minute lap around Spa?
You're talking a long time ago, but watching Blues and Sensei Martins come around that last corner, it looks like they're both trying to audition for Tokyo Drift. They both followed the same sort of line and did the exact same thing.
That corner, even in the dry, is pretty awful on traction, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Xander is out of it in, I believe that's a mistake, at Blanchimont, and the run down towards the bus stop as Sensei gets out of the way of James Killer.
Yeah, just on board with James Killer now, and right behind him is, I believe, Pro Oliver. Is not that far down the road. No, it's not. It's actually Broomy, but he's on an outlap at the moment.
He's catching up to Blues pretty rapidly, is the Red Bull, as we slowly watch the Red Bull. It's crawling pace, isn't it? They just cannot keep the power down.
They can't. Oliver's about to come over the laps, and he goes second with a 2:03.9.
I tell you what, if anyone finds something entertaining, watch race 3 of the British Touring Cars. JD Savo is almost breaking a 2 minute lap of a
Origins is retired.
2 minute one.
Out.
Blues getting right in the way of Killer, and Blues actually getting penance for that, for hitting the standing water. I'll quickly... Whoa, there's Origins' car, hello! The origin of that yellow flag. Oh, the puns have already begun.
There we go.
But just quickly, if you do feel like watching anything fun, watch the British Touring Car Race 3 at Silverstone. Half of them were on slick tyres in the wet, and it was properly raining. Really was fun.
Well, we've got an interesting one here. Just looking at the timing board, I think Dan is going to think about trying intermediates. Unless he's just going to play with us on this one, but it's not far off, from being intermediate weather. I think this could be a bit of
Killer's about to cross the line now. He's going to go fastest, I believe. No, he's not. Sorry, a 2 minute 3. I think we're not a million miles away at all from intermediate conditions, but really you want to have gone out. Whoa, big catch from Racing Point there. Peter, Racing Point is round. Peter's, whoa,
he's lost it in sector 2.
Yeah.
I was just watching that myself. I was on board and he's just binned it. Well, he's still going.
We very much saw that. That was a very big accident there for Racing Podge, but nonetheless he's still going.
I think who's going to be the next one? I think it's going to be Broomy next to cross the line as he's coming into Stavelot.
You can take your wheel off at this corner though, can't you? You can easily run wide and take your wheel off there.
You can on any corner if you don't get it right. There's just, like you say, when you come out of, when you come into P1, that can take you out as well, and especially some of the corners. I think 13 can throw you out as well if you're not careful on that inside left.
Braking hard now is Broomy to set it. 7 lap time. People are pitting, and high grade B. Oh, Hammercat going off and back on track. His debut tonight is not going well. Broomy crossing the line. It's a 2 minute 5, but we have drivers out on the intermediate tyres. Let's have a look at high grade B, and I think they have the right call to come out, but is it a risk to not set a lap time on the full wet, so just in case they binned it on this lap?
Yeah, you want to get yourself a bit of a banker lap. I'm on board now with Dan. Let's see what he does from here.
So looking at high rate. Oh, Dan's actually started his lap. Do apologise. It's the 85 car. Oh, Hammercat is out of the session on debut. That's not brilliant for the Mercedes driver subbing in for DB as we look at Dan. Oh, this will be entertaining. Does he lift? He does. I think there was a little bit of a lift there. And then shifting down as we watch him now roll up onto the Kenmore straight now for the Racing Point. Racing Point often went well here. Remember, back when they were back when they were Racing Point Force India, they got 3rd place with Esteban Ocon. Yay, very happy because of Esteban Ocon, fanboy.
He's just done a 33.0 on the first sector alone.
He's still going to fight the car. This sector's going to be the worst.
This is the hardest part, going down, just going through here, because you can break into it and still run wide, and then chuck it into this left-hand corner. You can't even take a flat. It looks like a fast corner, but it's not. You still got to break into it. But here comes the best bit. Into Puon, how brave can you be into this first part, then into the second one? You just got to watch out for that auto spin curve on your left. That's the reason why his back end has snapped.
His back end does not enjoy that corner. I think most back ends of Grand Prix cars are like that. Blues, Shadow Britain going 10th in all of this. If you look at the racing point here of Dan, what energy is he flowing today? Is it BWT energy?
Well, we'll soon find out.
Oh, look at the alternate line he took there to stay away from the main racing line. Round here, it's always one line, though, isn't it? You can really not make a mistake. Ergo, you could end up like a Formula 2 driver. That curve was a little bit squiffy. He's got no electrical energy back on that car. So now he's going to break down here into the bus stop now. He's nailed the first two apexes. Now he's going to control the power on output. Remember, he's got no electrical power. About to cross the line now. The first sub 2 minute lap? No! Just though. But that is provisional pole position for the Racing Point. Where's High Grade in all of this?
High Grade, well, I've just seen his clock for Sector 1. To be honest, he's not going to go any quicker than Dan, because Dan did 33.0.
I thought he had damage on his nose, but he hasn't.
He did it. Yeah, he did a 30. Well, Dan did a 33 in the first sector. High Grade's in a 35. So, if High Grade can just keep it up and just be about 1.52 seconds slower, he's still going to put himself second.
I could see an interesting battle growing between all of these drivers. Remember, these conditions can really breed a good driver from the best.
Indeed they can, and Dan is really pulling out all the stops in this one. He really is.
Oh, he wants to win Spa. Everyone wants to win Spa. Like, everyone's got the home Grand Prix they want to win, then their favourite Grand Prix. That was always, for me, Silverstone and Spa. I've won one, but I won't win the other. Until it comes to GT Sport.
That's right. I mean, I've not done any in anything yet, but just watching High Grade B crawling around that last corner.
Oh, he's suffering. He's got power, though. He's got electrical boost, and it's not helping him there. Crossing the line is 11th.
That is quite shocking. Where's he just lost all that time from? That was unbelievable.
Yeah, a bit of lag from James Hook here, so I'm not sure what we'll get here. I might have to just switch off him because the lag might be a little bit distracting. Let's have a look at DCG, the other Racing Point. They were boasting a 1-2, and DCG has gone 6 tenths faster in Sector 1. So now, I wonder if the Racing Points can deliver on what they've said. The man with the Esteban Ocon esque helmet has got an outlapped Alco in front of him, who has to understand he has to get out of the way on it. In normal club rules, there we go, education with marshalling here. In normal club rules, a blue flag means, okay, there's a faster car coming, they may overtake. They potentially might overtake you, be aware. Don't fight it. In F1, it's, get out of the way. There you go. That's why I say that blue flag should be different in F1. I'm educating the masses.
You are indeed. I'm just still on board with James Hook. No lag for me, by the way.
I might just be me now.
He's not really. God, he didn't half cut that corner. Then he's not gonna challenge it. But I think he's gonna be in the middle somewhere, if not near the bottom end.
I think DCG is going faster than his teammate right now. He was 2 seconds up in Sector 2 as a rolling delta time as he rushes down. He's had a few arguments though with the car coming through the fast bit, a bit of seesaw. Unlike what we saw from Dan, potentially this would be. Whoa, he's very deep. Oh, I think that's the lap gone. I think that's the lap gone. Potentially a pole position lap. He's trying to get started.
Gone. James Hook's gone. Sorry to bother in there.
Oh no, it's not. The first sub 2 minute lap, and he still missed a corner. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was watching James Hook. He came around with a 206, but thought he was invalidated, and he just come for a rouge, and he's completely binned it. So that's the end of James. I mean, there's 5 retirees already. Just on board a racing pod. He's lost a part of wings somewhere. I missed that bit.
Looking at Badger in the Haas on the stream as he runs up now towards the third and final sector here in Spa. He's going to negotiate these obviously twiddly little, I call them long chicanes, but they're really one after the other corners, which you don't get anymore in racing because they all have to be straight lines on street circuits. Thanks, Hanoi. Hanoi? Yeah. JD Savo going fastest, a 1:57.8. That is a statement from the McLaren there, isn't it?
That's a hell of a lap time to be, what, nearly a second quicker.
These are times from 2002, aren't they? And I think it's phenomenal. I miss times like this. Breaking out now is Badger. Can he negotiate the chicane? Coming through now. No arguments for the car on exit. Little bit of an argument, but he does get lined up. About to cross the line. It won't be pole position. It's going to be third place, so his Podge is out. And that's where I say should have put a lap time in on the full wet tyres. Fighting Alco is the car. Wait, what?
I'm on board with Alco right now, and
whoa! How are you? Because I'm about to switch off. Good gravy.
He didn't often lose it there. It's definitely going to lose him some time.
I think I lost him some weight as well.
Well, I think with that case, it's the best case of change your pants with that one if you do something like that through there.
It's even more fun if you lose it in Eau Rouge. I want span it in Eau Rouge and Radion span up the hill.
Well, I never spin up the hill. As soon as I get up the hill, I'm facing into the barrier most of the time. Alco with a good lap with a 2:05 gets himself 5th. That's not bad from the Toro Rosso there.
Currently, pole position, though, is JD Savo in P1 ahead of DCG in P2 and Badger in P3. These are the final laps, though, here in Spa. And as you see, drivers coming out now, I don't think they're going to make the lap time, are they?
What, with 1:02? No.
So, High Group B out of qualifying, Sensei out of qualifying. Where's Dan, though, actually? Dan, he just might, he's close. He's just coming on to Blanchimont now. Sensei, I don't think he'll make it, and Shadow Britain most definitely will not make it.
I don't know. He's got 40 seconds to get down here. He's just coming into Stavolo now. 36. I think he's going to miss it. He's going to miss it. It's Sensei.
So Sensei's going to miss it. Shadow Britain definitely is going to make it, seeing as he's got Sonic Hawk right behind you. He's going to have to get out of the way if he's not careful, because the wake from the Williams is going to disturb the Mercedes as it comes through. Well, it literally is wake with how wet this track is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a wake. You might call it a wave. To be honest, no. I think Sensei's going to make it. He's got 12 seconds. He's just negotiating the start of the bus stop. It's going to be close whether he makes it or not. He's got 5 seconds to get over that line. Is he going to make it, though? Will he make it? He's just made it.
Oh, phenomenal lap time. We'll keep an eye on Sensei. Looking at Sonic Hawk now. We know Shadow Britain isn't going to make it. Sonic Hawk is broken too late. He's managed to keep it on track, though. He's kept on track more than DCG did. Is this going to be a fast lap time? No, it's not. Mercedes will not make it to pole position, but he will make it to 7th place. Drivers on lap time. Energy down on lap time. Where's DCG and all this, but where's JD Savo? So, these are the laps that count, the final laps of the session. DCG even faster, a 1:56.9. I mean, to be honest, we're celebrating that like it's a fast lap time, but for these guys it must be. Oh, JD Savo's pinned it. That's it. Paul's gone for Savo. He's mucked that up. He's mucked it up a right treat, isn't he?
No, he didn't know if he did. Say just into Fagné itself. It's difficult to go through there if you don't get that corner right, because you can run so deep, and that's it. It's gone.
Blues is on a lap time, and he's bailed out of his lap time to let Dan through. Oh, Blues giving up his chance at a good position for the race now as Dan is going faster. Will they boast it as a racing point 1-2 as they have done? Oh, I'm holding my breath.
Well, I'm on board with Badger now. Let's see what he does. He's just coming through. He's just come out of Stavolo down to Blanchimont. Let's see what he does. He's
Energy Dan.
He's very quick.
Nailed one apex. Nailed another. I don't think he's going to be pole position. He's got no electrical power left. It's not going to be pole position, but it is going to be second place so far. Will Badger ruin this for the racing points?
See what he does. It's going to be close. Oh no, he's not.
It's not. It's third.
It's third, but last and least is going to be Sensei coming over the line. He's 4 seconds up on his own time, but it's not enough. But he does get
Sensei gets 5th, matching his teammate. So pole position tonight for the first time, I think, for sorry, not for the first time, for the championship leader in DCG, ahead of his teammate on the second row, on the first row. I think there'll be a little bit of team orders here saying "do not hit."
There's going to be something, but then he got Badger and Savo behind. We know Savo is extremely quick, and do you know what? A Renault 5 and 6. It's going to be interesting what happens on this first lap. Who survives? Who goes out?
Remember, this is a tight turn 1, so by 7/10 of a second, DCG takes pole position from his teammate Energy Down in P2, Badger in P3 and JD Savo in P4, Sensei Martins in P5. Brumi is in P6, Oliver is in P7, Alco is in P8 and Sonic Hawk is in P9, James Killer is in P10. Obviously everyone will have free tyre choice. Origins is in P11 ahead of Blues in P12. High Grade B is in P13 ahead of Shadow Britain in P14. Drivers who didn't set a lap time: Hammercat in P15, Xander in P16, Oliver in P17, Racing Pod in P18, James Hook in P19. And breathe for about 30 seconds. This is going to be absolutely monumental. If this is wet at the start, then it'll be even worse.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to be bunching up straight into Radion. It's going to be...
It's
dry.
So...
It's a dry race.
This is the closest you'll ever get in a league race to a quick race. They're all going to be running fresh tyres. They're all going to have free tyre choice, anything they want to do. There should be a mix-up on strategies here, shouldn't there?
It should. I mean, I'd be surprised if someone doesn't try it, because mediums will last on this a hell of a long way. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them try the mediums, or if some of them might not even just try the hards to just go as long as possible.
Do remember that if drivers are seen to have caused an incident on lap 1, they will receive a qualifying ban for the next race, and that comes later on. James Hook saying that he got kicked out and unfortunately isn't able to replace, and 13 SAS apparently is racing. So let's see what happens. So, on to the formation lap here in Spa. Let's have a look at the cars. Drivers have gone for the medium compounded tyres. Now, Racing Point have split the strategy in a way I didn't expect them to. I thought that Dan would be the one on the mediums and DCG would be the one looking to make the break on the hard, on the softs.
Well, looking at who did try on the hard, believe it or not, it's Xander and Kyle Oliver down at the bottom end, so they're going for a long stint to try and make places.
Yeah, but that strategy is completely destroyed if they get damage on lap 1.
Oh, if they get damage on lap 1, that's it, game over. But they have to try it. They've got to do something. I'm looking at down all the way down in 18th Racing Pods. That is just to shock him all the way down there. He's on mediums, but he's got to try and get through it. This is going to be an interesting race all day long.
In fairness, he won the race in Hockenheim from P16, so potentially things can happen. New driver here tonight, 2 debutants at SFR, SAS and Hammercat. What can he do in the Mercedes? Questions will be found soon. Not long to go until we head to the start of the race. What are you looking forward to in this race, Maggie? Are you looking forward to a tight battle for 22 laps? Or are you just looking for everyone to not crash?
I'm looking to look for instance, see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Racing Pods does down from 18th. Don't remind me about Hockenheim, because I remember it, my first race. I did get pole and I ended up finishing second, so don't remind me of that one. It's going to be good. It's going to be nice to see what happens with Hammercat coming into this one. But yeah, I can see Oliver coming up the ranks as well. So it's going to be Cod Oliver and Racing Pod are going to be straight up there before too long, but it all depends what happens on the first few corners.
So, as we look now towards the start of the race, who are you going to be looking at the start? You're going to choose anyone particular, or are you going to hang out at the top with me?
I'm going to see what happens down the back end, to be honest, because I want to see who makes a few jumps. Now, this is quite interesting, that there is a large gap in the middle of this.
Drivers
again, they're not supposed to be doing that. But,
well, main drivers are lining up now, including DCG, who's now lined up his teammate alongside in P2. This is going to be an aggressive start. I think Dan's going to lead into turn 1. Hopefully there isn't any debacle about who's going to switch where. But now we head into 5 red lights here as we sit on board with DCG until we see the lights. Green light board flashes, and now, just famous camera angle now, to 5 red lights here in Spa. The lights are on, and the lights are out now. It's a good start from Energy Dan in P2, but a better start from DCG. They're going to be close coming into turn 1. No, Dan has got a better launch. What a start, but DCG will lead into turn 1, and the chaos is going to begin.
There's the chaos. Someone's just lost a part of wing there.
Connor, they're dropping down the order. Running down now into Oruge and Radion, and for the first time ever, they're coming through in the dry. Who's got the balls on steel? And they have. Who is it?
Oh my goodness
It's
me!
Blues.
You just missed that.
Oh, big accident! Massive! 4 cars out!
Goodness gracious! I actually watched the start of that. I was actually on board with Xander at the time, and he was coming through. His teammate was trying to take up the inside, and then he just literally, the Toro Rosso and one of the Alphas was sideways, and Xander got straight through the middle of them.
What an accident there. 3 cars out on lap 1. Hammercat, High Grade, and SAS. Unfortunately, James Killer also has left the session. Apparently, he couldn't get back into his car. I'm not sure what happened there. No, I don't think Hammercat raced last week, as now we're looking at JD Savo. Hunting down Energy Dan. He has to get past him now. Sector 1 and yellow flags are still waving. I think that's Blue trying to sort it all out. Origins
does have damage, so he's dropping down. Racing Podge, I told you, look out for him. He's already made up to 12th place already, so that's a massive gain from himself.
Right, SAS, if there's any incidents, don't yell about it in the stream chat or I'll be forced to time you out. I know it's your first time here, but you know, I'm telling you now, if you're gonna shout and scream, don't shout about it in the stream chat, just take it to one of the stewards. Now, running into the hairpin, where am I? Into the bus stop for the first time, and lap 1 completed, and it's still stage order from the top 4. Sorry, no, JD has in fact jumped Badger. DCG leads from his teammate in P2, and Badger in P4, as JD Savo is on the stream in P5. Xander being passed by Sonic Hawk. Movements everywhere as Cod Oliver passes Podge into turn 1. Podge is trying to be careful.
He was actually defending it there. He was literally right behind him, and just lost a little bit coming out the last corner. He was almost sideways, and of course Oliver had the run on him.
James Hook and blue flags away. Podge, he's out!
Oh my god!
Crikey me! How was he not broken that car? That was an enormous hit there.
It wasn't just him. It was Podge. It was Oliver. Oh my goodness me! I just saw 2 going so wide. Oh my goodness!
There were blue flags.
Xander as well.
Did you see blue flags?
I don't know what I saw. I just saw bits of carbon flying everywhere in that one. But it was 3 cars in the wall. It was Oliver, Racing Podge, and Xander as well, who all ended up.
Sector 2, yellow flags are waving. I'm trying to see who that is. I would not be surprised. And I tell you what, Xander, with a broken front wing, well, there goes your strategy. And Cod Oliver, he's still going well. But good gravy. Look at Racing Porsche getting out of the way because he knows he's got damage. He will not be able to take Pooh on flat. He's going to have to really work now this race.
Oh, he's definitely not going to be taking anything flat. He's got no front wing.
Sorry, he's driving a Walter Hayes Formula Ford, sorry. Hey.
Reminds me of a 1980s Williams with no front wing like Keke Rosberg used to drive.
They had a couple of extra wheels, remember?
That was a Tyrrell.
Williams had 6 wheels as well at one point, but then they got torn off. They said they couldn't have it. Sector 3, yellow flags waving. Cod Oliver, he's out of the race.
Gone.
See if we can find out. Whoa, Stavilo, big incident there.
So I'm just on board of Podge. It's a bit shocking he's all the way down that far. It is a real shame because he could have done well, but no, he lost it into Eau Rouge.
I tell you what's so satisfying though, when you get Eau Rouge and Radion right. Yeah, so what the hell are the marshals doing? They're waving blue flags in Eau Rouge and Radion. JD Savo in trouble. JD Savo in big trouble there. He's stuck on the racing line. He's got to reverse. He's out, and he's fine. He's got damage, but he's now got to wait for a gap. Does he have one? He does, because Xander is in pit lane. And that, folks, is why I always say that league racers should have their maps on full, so they know when there's a gap coming.
Quite right. I mean, Blues and James Hook, they're still going there right at the back. They're not going to be taking anyone out. Racing Podge is just coming out now. Oh, JD Savo's going to fall down that pecking order, but he's got so much of a lead. He might be all right now, Savo. He's got a lot of work to do. But there's a little
been
battle
3
here.
laps, G. It's been 3 laps.
It's 3 laps. You think you'd be watching it for 20 at this rate? It's been so.
Brummy's
good
in
to
trouble.
watch. I mean,
Brummy in trouble. Now here comes Oliver. Oliver to the inside line, up the hairpin. What am I on about? There's hairpins everywhere apparently. But he is through now. And Oliver, I'm worth to Croft, honestly. Croft can't get drivers right. I can't get corners right.
well, I'm watching further back as they're coming into Stavalo now, which is Origins and Shadow Britain. I'm surprised Origins still going on because he does have a damaged wing, but
he's on softs, so
he is on softs, but so Shadow.
Shadow Britain, though, I believe he's undamaged in his Williams, but not the fastest driver. We'll see what happens as we head on to lap 4. That feels odd to say. Oh, Alka's made a mistake, and Brumi has just been side by side with his Renault. Renault does not like itself this season in Formula 1 or in SFR apparently. It's looking to the inside line is Oliver, and the other Oliver is gone.
Left.
Well, his car's wrecked, so.
That's right. Oh, yeah, let's stick with it. Let's see what Oliver can do against Alka, because he's definitely got DRS onto the Camel straight easily from here, but as
There's
we know, still the blue flag going.
I don't know what that's for. Unless they're registering that the car's there when there isn't.
Unless they're registered for James Killer, because he still classes in the pits.
We have got yellows in Sector 2. Sector 2 and 3. Who is that? I think that might be James Hook. Yeah, his tyres are dirty. That was James Hook.
Well, you need to get back at the front because of the three-way fight. Dan's only 6/10 behind DCG, with Badger is only 1.2, 1.3 now. So this is quite close for the top 3.
So Gaza at the top is Badger. Share the podium with him in Silverstone. Just got to plug that every time I do GP4. He's looking quick. Sector 3, we have a yellow flag. We'll see what's happening soon. I believe that's James Hook once more, as the yellow flag has been rescinded. If you recall back to GP2 days, there was a monumental crash at Blanchimont between said driver and said driver. Clearly last name with last name. Sector 2 yellow flags are waving even more. I can't see it. James Hook, he's chose to retire.
He's given up. He's just run to the pits, and I think because too many incidents, too many accidents. You gotta think about yourself. You're gonna call it a day if you get into the wall on every single lap. You gotta think to yourself, put yourself on the pits, put yourself out, leave it for another day and race next week.
Badger, with a 3-second time penalty to his name, is now catching. The yellow flags are now going to absolutely screw Badger's run as James Hook leads the session. That's fine. The Welshman did the correct procedure now. No harm, no foul. Though. Doesn't look like we'll have a safety car as the Alway runs down.
Alco and Oliver into La Source.
I believe that might be close towards running down to Eau Rouge and Radion together.
This is going to be interesting.
Oh God. Who's got the bigger balls? It's Alco! They go side by side, and well done to those gentlemen for not crashing.
Oh no! Alco's gone.
He did well not to ruin it though. Oh, he's in the debris though. He's within every piece of car that there is. To be honest, you could send Mana down there and say, "Hey guys, you can build a race car now."
I would not. I would give some of those parts to Williams because they seem to be running out at the moment.
Don't discount them. Did you hear what George Russell said? Which he might have been a little bit drunk when he said this. Racing Podge on soft tyres is going fast. As ignore that friend request. I do apologise for that, covering half the screen. No, George Russell just randomly has said, I think he was a little bit drunk when he had this, that he would bet his house on a Williams resurgence in a few years. Ooh.
Origins with a 3-second time penalty. I'm not surprised because you've got to try and get it right through Eau Rouge, but that first part of Eau Rouge, he's picked up a penalty for it as well.
Well, I'd rather... It's he who has the least penalties at tracks like this. Badger has made a few mistakes. I think he's got dirt in his rear tyres. He's got it back, though, as now he's hunting down Dan. He's dramatically quicker than the Racing Point here. It has to get through. That's my one per stream. I haven't done that for a while. He has to get through, though, doesn't he? Oh, go for it. He's gone, Alex Albon. He's tried it. He decided not to. He decided not to be Alex Albon in Japan. Decided rather to be Alex Albon in every other track apart from Japan.
Well, I'll tell you what, looking at losers and gainers, Savo's lost out 6 places, but he did go into the pits. Shadow's been up 6, and so is Podge at the moment. And like I say, Podge now with a better front wing, and he's on the softs. He's going to be at charge now. He
is. He's trying to get back into contention. I think he needs to get to about 10th with it. Those blue flags are driving me nuts. That's the game. just the game telling me off for telling you guys about the club rules. No, he needs to get to about 10th and then close that gap dramatically if he wants to be within a chance of getting points. And then he has to go back into change starts. We know he'll be pitting soon as well.
Well, look at what everyone's on. Everyone's going to be pretty fine at the moment. These softs can do in around about 7 laps, but let's say they might do a lot more, so it's going to be a long time before anyone even thinks about coming in for the first pit stops yet.
Now, here's my question, G. My G, I believe as the youth would say. Is DCG just slowing up a little bit to try and get his teammate within DRS to try and protect him?
Do you know what I think he is though? But see, DCG 1.4 seconds ahead, 1.5.
It's a tyres going off though.
Oh, Podge's had a 3
Sensei's in trouble. He's in a wall.
Oh dear.
The Renault, he has damage now, I think, because he's hit the wall a little bit. Actually, he might have got away with it. He's now skirting along the wall. No way, is that wing hole.
He's got away with it, you know.
He's rallying. He's gone full Carlos Sainz. Has he gone Colin McRae as well? Has he bent it? He has not.
He's got away with that. Now that's, like I say, there's just so many corners that can just spit you out. I mean, you thought Hungary was bad with that one auto curve. This has got about 6.
Yeah, but in fairness, in Hungary you want to ride that curb. Here you want to stay away from curbs, and you always have been. I think
Alco's going to have a shot at Shadow in the bus stop, you know.
He's having a try. The Portuguese driver looking to the outside line, switches the inside line. He goes for the Alex Albon move, and what a move! That was a brilliant move, but he gets a little bit wrong. Shadow's going to get it on exit. Whoa! How close do you want to get there? And the answer is as close as Alco dares.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but that is something Badger did not want. He has got a 3-second time
penalty,
and he's got past Dan. He's got past Dan. Dan and Camel straight, so maybe DCG was trying to hold back to push Dan along, but I think Dan just hasn't got it. He's starting to drop back, drop away now, because DCG's gone up to 1.7 seconds ahead of Badger now.
Now, 2 things I'm going to say there. One, Badger clearly cut the corner and gained the advantage where he got a penalty, because you can do that there. If that's not a joke at all, you can do that. And 2, the range of drivers who are doing different strategies, some shifting down in Eau Rouge and Radion, some lifting. I don't know what everyone's problem is. I've been able to go flat here for ages. So, Sector 1, yellow flag is Origins, and he's out. There's no origin of that accident. Let's have a look.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That is. Where was that? I'm going to look on Blues now. Yeah, it's top of the hill, isn't it?
I'm not saying what's in everyone's mind where he's parked. I'm not saying it.
Well, put it this way, you put more cars at Eau Rouge, you're going to have to start charging them to park there.
You know what? I like that. I'll do that.
But you're going to have to bear with it for 2 seconds.
That's absolutely fine.
As I mentioned beforehand.
And he's down the pit lane. Oh, he seals the wall. No damage though, as he is the first of our pitters. Now, G has gone off for his tea. Because who doesn't have his tea then late at night? Now, Sensei Martins is going to start to attack. But I don't think he's going to get close. So Martins is going to slip behind. Energy Dan's got a smoking gearbox, says Rick. Don't think he has. As now Britain's under pressure from Sensei Martins. As lap 8 has been, as lap 7 has been done, and lap 8 is now on the cards. Is now the Renault starting to hunt down the Williams. Dramatically quicker does the Belgian driver look here at his home Grand Prix. He comes through Eau Rouge and Radion. Lift there, skimming the grass. He's got a better run though. He has got a penalty though. He's trying to get a better run on Britain. So passing now. He has passed him. That might just be the heat haze that comes out the car in these games. They don't smoke. It's a heat haze that comes out the cars. I don't know why they added that. It's a pretty pointless thing, but it gives the idea of them going fast. So they all look like that. Rick. So Sensei is through, and now he's going to try and bridge that 2.9 second gap. Sorry, to Alco, which shouldn't be hard. He seems like the fastest driver at this moment in time, but he's using a lot of VRS. As is the Belgian. Our leader now is DCG from Badger in P2, and then Pro Oliver in P3. Brumi is in P4, Sonic Hawk is in P5, and Energy Dan, who is pitted, is in a net P2 right now. White blue smoke weird. With pace if he locks the tyres. Sonic Hawk out of the session. Oh dearie me, that's an accident. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, it's a big accident there. So Sonic Hawk is out. So it's quickly becoming survival of the fittest here in Spa. So we're going full Hunger Games. Now the battles are closing down. And the lengthening because there's less drivers on track right now.
I see Sonic Hawk has just retired there as I've just got back myself.
Yes, he lost it just before the house where we're actually sat having a nice cup of tea.
Oh, Blues is gone.
Has he now? Let's have a look.
Blues has just spun.
That's the wrong one. Whoa, he's done a proper job there, he has.
Again, it's just out that corner. I mean, the amount of times I've struggled there as well. So he's got damage as well.
Big disappointment from the American, as now we're still waiting for drivers to pit, but right now Dan's bitten the bullet and he's going for the pit lane first. Now, at what point, if you can answer us, G, will the medium runners run to, or will they just be infinite even?
This is going to be interesting because there's so many Shadow's still 8 laps on the softs. If anything, I won't be surprised if some of these guys are going to at least between 12 and 15 before they decide to enter to pits.
Golden Crimson saying a grim virtual safety car deploys here as Alco has had an accident and that resulted in Alco out of the race. So the virtual safety car is out here and, well, Alco's out of the session. I think I can tell where he's been as we look at JD. The virtual safety car's still out and whoa, that's a big incident. How's he done that? That's a whopping great big crash there.
Where has he gone into? Is that impure?
He lost it before No Name at the exit of X. Back to racing here. So Golden Crimson has said quite a grim notice, which is we've lost 7 cars in about 8 laps. Now 8 cars in 8 laps, or 8 laps in 10, 8 cars in 10 laps. I don't know if we're going to have many finishes towards the end here. We've only got to make it to lap 11. Then if there's like no finishes, or there's only like 4 finishes, we can waiver it and give them half points.
Thing is, though, when it comes to a championship, do you want half points or do you want full points?
I'm not going to sound really harsh, but I'm going to sit here and watch 4 cars go around in a circle. I'd rather go off and have a sleep.
Well, we'll always see.
If I was doing that, I'd hop in my TARDIS and go back to Alt USA in 2005. Ooh, zinger.
I actually watched that race, and to be honest, I was hoping one of the Ferraris were going to go out.
Yeah, but Ferrari never retire in that era. Ferrari had Williams' luck until Williams' luck fell apart.
I think in 2005, at that Grand Prix when there was only 6 cars that finished, I'm sure that was Ferrari's only win, or Michael Schumacher's only win.
Oh yeah, it was Schumacher's only win. That was the only chance. That car that year was destroyed. It was just awful. But yeah, Shadow has done about 10 laps on the softs. Remember, there's been no qualifying on these tyres. They're all fresh tyres. So Shadow still looking very nice in his car. Now we're heading on to looking at Badger, who seems to be closing in at the top. Remember though, he has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Cut them 6. So he's got to get a move on if he wants to win this race. I still think BAR had the better car in 2005. Was that 2005 where they had such a good car they finished 3rd in the championship or 2nd in the championship?
No, they would. Yeah, I think it was, but I'm sure they were Honda back then.
No, they became Honda in 2006 and 2007. Or...
Oh, that's it, yeah, because 2006, they did so well at Imola and the car was classed as illegal because it had extra fuel in it.
Well, they had 2 fuel tanks. They had a miniature fuel tank.
Indeed they did.
So, yeah, that's BAR cheating a little bit, but that's why I love BAR. They push the limits, and plus they had Jensen in the car, so I had to like them.
Indeed they did, but remember in one race where I think Anthony Davidson stepped in for Sato. Both cars retired on lap 3.
It's not hard, to be honest. Sato does that normally in IndyCar half the time, so...
Actually, no. Sato's actually doing pretty well because, if I remember correctly, he actually finished third in Indy 500 this year.
He did, but then he made that stupid move at Pocono. Then he won the race afterwards. Right. So he's a Marmite driver, is Sato. Frankly, I prefer Yamamoto, but that's just me. Again, more connection to Jensen.
Saying that, Sato, though, age 42, can still win races.
Yeah, but I think it's more luck when it comes to that, because Rossi should have won several races more than he did. So, half distance is about to be reached as we get into the 12th lap of the race, and Badger is now right on the gearbox of the Racing Point. We've had a little chat about random things, and now people are starting to catch up. I think the soft tyres are dramatically starting to wear off, because look at the difference now. Shannon Britton has lost a load of time here as he heads into Sector 3. He's in a lot of trouble with that car.
He is. He's going to have to pit now because he's burned those softs out.
Okay, so here's the question. We've seen Shannon Britton go 10 laps on these cars. Are these guys going to try and go to the softs again?
It's not worth it. It really isn't. You can't do it. You just physically can't do it. The only right strategy you could have really done was done medium all the way around the race. There's no way you can do softs. You can't do 12 laps in softs. As
Badger starts to pressure DCG a little bit more, I think we're going to see Racing Podge be the one to try and pit for mediums. As we see Shannon Britton pit, I think we might see Racing Podge in for mediums soon, because we know they can give a distance. And they're getting closer and closer. This is within the window, but I would pit if I were Racing Podge and go for the mediums.
Well, Podge has got a downside because he's already pitted. He's in again, so this is his second stop because he's already been in for a wing change. Because so I think he started on the mediums.
What will happen in this race? Are you stroking your beard at the same time as me? I'm very confused.
I actually was, but you know, trying to eat and commentate at the same time is quite a multitask.
It's alright. I've done that, and I've had a massive head cold and a cough, so that was rather entertaining when I tried to do commentary like that. Looking at Badger as he's within a second, but I think he's backed off a little bit this lap to try and recharge the batteries in the Haas. I wonder if he's going to try and go one lap longer than DCG, or possibly one lap shorter. We'll see. They pit. They do not pit this time round. On to the 13th lap of the race. So now charge. JD Savo passed. No beard talk. Sorry, Lee. We're going to have to. JD Savo only passed Britain because Britain pitted. Same lap, and Racing Podge has gone to mediums. So the soft medium strategy is a risk worth willing taking, apparently, for the drivers who've had damage through blue flag erosion radial. Not sure how much trouble that's going to get drivers in if they try and pass through there. And Badger has got a better run on DCG. He's going to close, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really make any form of impact to the head up the hill, down the Camel Straight, and up to the top of the hill. They're at the crest, and they're going to start barreling down the hill soon as they head for the 13th time down this hill. Such a sheer drop. We now look.
Ooh, Dan's a bit shaky in a Rouge.
Is he? Well, his tyres are 5 laps old. They're going to be close to.
He lost it.
Did he now? It's that podium that possibly might be stuff in the struggle. He knows. Yeah, is he in the margin? I think he's in a margin for still potentially being in P2. Remember, this, though being the longest track in distance on Formula 1, it's actually got one of the shortest pit lanes. I love the pit lane here.
The pit lane entry is just... Oh my god, it's basically you might just get out and push your car around the corner because it's that tight. It's ridiculous.
I think, to be honest, I went karting a few weeks ago, back in July, and I was leading everyone into pit lane because the race had finished, and I hadn't won the race. I just, I was leading because two of the people who were ahead of me got told off, and I pulled into pit lane as Badger does now, and I pulled in, looked to turn right and realised that there was looked to turn left to pull into pit lane, and there was a chicane in front of me, and it was the tightest chicane of my life. So what does Badger do? Those are soft tyres. Those are the red walled soft tyres going in the Haas. And they've deployed him. He's going for it. He's gone for it. What? Is he on the better strategy? Gee, what do you think?
8 laps on softs.
Easy.
It's possible. They're going to be dead near the end. Might have some bit of life, but he's got a good chance.
So, will DCG react? Oh, yes, the penalty. The penalty is still within it. So, remember, Badger... excuse me, I choked, I breathed in twice. Badger has 6 seconds. Oliver has a few himself. DCG doesn't seem to have any. I don't think Dan has any either, but he's right stuck in... Well, he's on his own, but he isn't really gaining anything or losing any time, is he?
Not really, no. Seems to have just settled down into a bit of a rhythm, but he's falling off from Broomy. He's lost 2 seconds in about a lap and a half to Broomy.
Of course, we're all curious. What did you have for food?
I had a salad with fish and chips.
Oh, salad, but fish and chips. No.
Yeah.
Racing Porsche versus Man of the Lap.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to make a move into the source. He does make the move. Oh, no, he doesn't. He went way too deep, and Britain just went, yeah, you know what? I'll take that back, thanks. This is dramatically hurting his championship charge here as he bashes the wall a little bit on the run down to Eau Rouge and Radion. And Podge is going to make a move soon on the Williams, and DRS is going to come into play now. Should be a simple move now at the top of the Camel Straight. So DCG does react, pulling into pit lane as Podge gets past Shadow Britain. Keep an eye on the lead. Who's got the better strategy? Because Badger, remember, has been in clean air. So Racing Podge gets through. Badger is now deploying out of it, and DCG is only just stopping. Badger now will inherit the lead of the race at some point. I think he has. So he has inherited the net lead of the race. Where's the energy down?
Sure has.
This strategy's killed Dan.
It has, because Dan's nowhere. But this is going to be an interesting race now to leave. How Badger's come all the way through this is unbelievable. That guy's arm must be hurting by now, waving that blue flag all day.
I've waved a blue flag. Oh, I actually waved a checker flag for a 64 car field of minis in July at the Silverstone Classic. Honestly, if you go to Silverstone, go and watch the Silverstone Classic. It's a really, really good day. The 64 cars, the 63 because one broke down. That was, yeah, my arm looked like Hulk Hogan's arm. If you're old enough to remember Hulk Hogan, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not too far from a racetrack myself, Donington Park, so
Yeah,
I get to hear that. I get to hear a lot going off that every Sunday. Every Saturday. You can hear them while they're testing motorbikes or they got something going on, but you can hear them, and I'm like a mile and a half away, and you can hear them.
I got bored of Donington. Plus, there's a security guard there that really annoyed me. So he can go and get run over by a train.
Well, Shadow's got past Xander because Xander's been into the pits for a fresh set of soft, so he's seeing it. But Savo and Blues, they've still going, and Oliver as well.
Oliver is leading the race right now, and I think he's going to come out in the net fourth. He is coming out. He's definitely going to be on the soft tyres, though. Is the
Oliver's
Ferrari.
done well. Oliver's done really well. He's not stopped. This is his first stop.
So into pit lane comes the number 19. Remember, barring penalties, he can be a net P3, maybe P4. He's going to be P3. Dan's nowhere.
DCG's got past Oliver. DCG's got past Oliver.
He's closing. He's closing on Badger. The extra lap on tyres may be crucial. Penalties, though, I think DCG's going to have this on penalties.
That's why DCG got past Oliver, because Oliver went into the pits. Shows how far behind I was. And Dan's just nowhere. Well, what's happened to Dan? Honestly, he's fallen so far off. It's incredible.
It has. He's really.
He started off really well, but ever since Badger passed him, he's not. He's at no pace.
No, I think Dan's strategy of the mediums, of the soft to mediums, hasn't lent him any favours today. Sorry, I got a message on Discord which I had to quickly read because it was quite important. But yeah, the strategy he's chose today may have cost him heavily. We'll see what happens. Xander, though, on the back of Britain, the Alfa Romeo or Alfa Sauber to the inside line. Apparently, I got rumour. Oh, that's a heavy inside line there for Xander. It didn't lend him any favours. I'll tell you the gossip in a minute. No, I think this is all on strategy, Daniel, to be honest. As now we come through Eau Rouge and Radion here. Britain's wide. Britain's caught it, but because he lifted off. And now Xander's got to keep his foot in. And he's got to go to town on this throttle. DRS open. Britain going one way. Xander goes the other in the Alfa Sauber. Pulling to the outside line. Does he have damage on that side? He's not through. He does. He has damage on the left-hand side of the car.
Must be a hell of a fight down there. I've just gone back to the front where Badger is able to keep at least over 2 seconds ahead of DCG. It's like he's just got no reply.
It really doesn't, as now we're looking at still Xander and Britain.
Ooh.
Xander with damage has got to make the move soon. What are you oohing at? What have you seen? Sector 2! It's in front of us. Who is it?
It's
still in front of us. It's Podge. He's made a mistake. He's going to get filtered straight into this battle. And they're thinking, crikey! You saw Xander's reaction. That's crying on the radio, be yelling at his engineer, saying, why didn't you tell me?
The reason why I was in beforehand, because Xander, even though he's got damage, he's only been on those tyres for 1 lap.
Oh, did he have damage on a car is the question. Podge is absolutely going for it on these tyres, isn't he?
Podge is still fine. Looks like Podge just lost it. He's got no damage at all, but...
He's going to have to lift. He's going to have to lift. He can't make the move here. You see, he lifted there, and he's letting the aerodynamics work on the car.
But this is going to be interesting what happens here.
Inside line. Oh, DCG's pushing.
DCG's got a 3-second penalty there.
Oh, so contact between Britain and Xander. Xander getting pushed off a little bit. And I think Xander's going to say, well, I was ahead, but he pushed me off, so it's fine. Racing pushed the inside line on Britain. This has happened before, and this time it didn't happen the same as last time. But yes, I wonder if DCG's starting to get a little bit worried that he might not win this race.
I mean, is that DCG's first time penalty? Because he's got to make up.
I think it is.
He has to pass Badger now, but then he's got to try and launch himself to the lead. But don't forget, Badger's...
Oh, crikey! Racing Podge, touching the grass and almost doing a full Stoffel Van Dorn there. Good grief.
Podge is not happy. Podge is not happy. He's angry.
He's driving angry. He sat there, he's shouting, this is my last season racing. I don't care anymore, Christian. I just don't care.
It's a shame. I mean, I've only just come into this when I'm seeing so many talented drivers, and I'm hearing about a lot of them want to give up and then quit. And you know, I must be one of the elder statesmen that's come into this. I'm in my mid-30s, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Whoa, move a pull on! And what a move! Oh, no, it's not!
He's gone. Is that
it? Damage.
It's poo on. I mean, you hit that corner, it will spit you out. It's an auto spin.
It is.
All day long, that's an auto spin.
Unfortunate to say, as we're on lap 18 out of 22. Energy down with the time penalty. The thing is,
he's trying to push. He's trying to push, but he's falling so far behind.
Here's to teach you quickly. Racing Podge has been here as long as I have in SFR. So we've been here since day one. Well, ish. Day one-ish. We've been here a long time. And it's time for a change for a few of us. We're all old and we want to sit down now.
No, you won't see me disappearing anytime soon. But saying that, I'm getting my Gp4 debut tomorrow in a Williams, so I've got to try and make my teammate look even better.
I drove in a Williams before I left GP2. That's a good car. I swapped from Ferrari to it, and I love that car more. DCG is making mistakes. He's pushing, but he's starting to make a little bit of mistakes.
He certainly is. I mean, he's 2.5 behind Badger. He can't close the gap at all. He just can't close it.
It's going to be a mistake from Badger or a mistake from DCG to change that time, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, I'm going to see if... let's have a look. Badger does have a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, I think he has 6.
Let's have a look, see what else is on here. Hodge has also got a 3-second as well. Yeah, Badger does have 6 seconds.
So Badger with 6. The gap is now just going to drop below. Oh, he's coming up to a lapped car. I think that's Podge. Was he? What? Oh, he has. He has lapped Podge in a Rouge and Radion. That's a marvel. So Podge, you know what? Podge can seriously mess this up for DCG.
He really can. DCG's only got a 3-second time penalty, whereas, like you said, Badger's got 6.
Well,
so
here's the thing, though.
He's managing it. He's managing the gap. He's over 3 seconds now, but he should be fine. I mean, there's always 4 to 6.
Peter is in the championship fight, and he won't want DCG to get any more points than he can have, you know?
As it stands right now, Badger will win by 0.2 tenths of a second. So there's only 3 seconds. There's only 3 seconds in it. At this moment, DCG finished second.
And there is a Red Bull in the mix, and we're coming on to the final stages of this race. Racing Pods won't do anything against the rules. Let's say this. We know Peter. He won't do anything against the rules. He might make it a little bit more difficult for DCG to get through, and that's not against the rules. He might just, just turn it a little bit harsher when he gets him through.
There is that because he knows he's only going to be on for a point, well, 2, because he's got the fastest lap as well. But he's got to think to himself, what else can he do to try and win the title in his last year? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He definitely wants it. The gap is dropped to 2.5.
He's pulling out. Podge is just basically giving it away here, but it's down to 2.4. DCG's really closed that gap in by around about a second. I mean, what happened to Badger? How's Badger lost a second?
I wonder if Badger missed a corner.
DCG is pushing it,
He's turned something up. He's turned up. Is this the tyres going off a little bit for Badger? Because we always said about lap 6, lap 7, they start to die.
I know, well, Badger's in full Kerr's moment now, and then...
DCG's not using any.
That's a crazy amount to close in by.
That was a second and a half he gained.
It was crazy. I mean, you don't even get that much from a slipstream anyway, but he was nowhere near Podge to get that. That's incredible.
That's 2011 level of slipstream right there,
DCG is still closing, and he's on 0 deployment right now.
This is his tyres.
He's on...
Is this tyres, or does the Haas... Is the Haas's wheel going to seriously fall off?
Well, it's happened too many times beforehand. But I can't see it's 1.5.
I do wonder what will happen. I wonder if he's found out about the time penalties and he started to move in quickly.
Possibly,
I wonder if he heard you. I wonder if he heard you saying that he was not going to win this race.
Well, I never said he wasn't going to win this race. I said at the time he wasn't. I didn't say he was not going to win it.
Oh, this is tense now. Will we see a last lap move? Because we're heading towards the penultimate lap now, and he's only gaining time here is DCG in the Racing Point.
He's definitely got it now. Just want to see
if
any further moves, but the only two is the front two right now. I think Broomy is slowly closing in on Dan, but he's 5 seconds behind, so it's a shame for Dan. It really is a shame, because to get the front row both of them, it's a bit of a shame.
I have just cheated a little bit and just checked to see if there's any fuel problems. There is no fuel problems. If anything, actually Racing Port is catching both these guys. I think this is tyre related.
Podge has just got the slipstream, but then again, Podge is on 2 lap old tyres. I think it is the tyres. They only manage between 6 and 8. They start dying.
Podge is allowed to overtake. That's the thing. He isn't stuck behind him. He's faster. DCG's going defensive though, and Podge is going to try and overtake. Now we saw this another way a few years ago.
This is going to be interesting because if DCG continues to defend against Podge, this means Badger can start pulling away. It's not happening. That's the only problem. It's not pulling away.
If DCG let Podge through, Podge would catch Badger within a half a lap, and then they were in the same situation. Well, it'd be in DCG's option to actually let Badger through and follow him.
Like I said before, it depends how nice Podge is going to be, because he could really mess it up. Because if DCG lets Podge past, DCG can just sit right behind Podge and let him tow him all the way around. But 3 blue flags and he's got to move out of the way.
Badger, well, the thing is, Racing Podge will disappear. We've seen this. Look at how much he's gained. He's right on the back of it. Remember, Badger is a lapped car, everyone. He can overtake, but he's got to pull away. He's got to break the 3 blue flag rule. He's going to make a move into the hairpin. There's no hairpin, you idiot.
He's going to... Oh,
yeah, see?
Oh, Podge had overspeed. Podge had massive overspeed.
Yeah, this is reverse Brazil 2018 right here. I think, this is the last lap. Pro Oliver's going fastest. He's looking for the... Oh, goodness gracious. How close did Racing Podge want to get to the inside line there? Sensei with a time penalty.
3 seconds, but he's totally fine. He's too far ahead of Xander at the moment. But it's interesting with Oliver. It really is.
He's done well to get to where he is.
He's in 3rd place.
Oh, well, that's the wrong button.
And 3rd place, he's gone up 4, but your biggest win of the day is Xander. I mean, from 16th to 8th, and of course Podge from 18th to 10th. So there's your 2 big winners.
No, Podge might get a bigger award now from a Racing Podge throwing. So yeah, Oliver is going to potentially be on the podium here tonight as we see DCG pushing hard. He's within the margin.
Oh, someone's just gone massively wide at the back there. Was that Podge?
I think it was. If it was a Red Bull, it was Podge.
Yeah, it was. He went massively wide. And as usual, yet again, Podge has got damage to his front wing.
I think
this has been the most eventful race I've thought I'd ever seen. What a time to commentate on the craziest race going.
Most definitely.
20 starters, 11 finishers, 3 of them didn't even make it through the first 4 corners.
So now, coming through Blanchimont for the final time, it is Badger. He's going to hit one more obstacle, and that's the bus stop. Got it right this time, and it should be 22 laps. As he comes through the final corner now, he's going to win on the road, but I don't think he's going to win now with penalties. Badger wins here, and it's DCG that does take the win.
He certainly does.
And Oliver is in P3 with the fastest lap of the race. And it all went wrong for Energy Dan on that choice of tyres.
To finish that far down, 23 seconds down.
He's not going to be happy. He's going to be talking to his team. Why did you put me on those tyres? Why did you split the strategy? Cross the line in 4th, but no damage, just raises everything from Dan. So DCG does win.
I tell you what, Broomy was very close to Snick taking 4th. He only missed out by just under a second.
I think Dan would have cried, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Racing Podge leaving the session. He's not happy.
No, he's not a happy man at all. He knows that the title's on the line, and I think this race could be the turning point.
We shall see at all ends. Remember, coming into this race, there was a 36-point gap between Racing Podge and Dan. And DCG, sorry. I think that's gone up just a little bit. So
it's not what he wanted at all.
No, but races are coming, and things will question what will happen. There's still a lot of races to go here in SFR.
Oh, God, there's still plenty to go. I mean, you got another 10 races yet, so it's all good fun. Anything can happen.
Still, we have interviews after this race. We will invite DCG, we will invite Badger, and we will invite Oliver. I'm not sure who can respond and who cannot respond, but we will find out soon here. But first we have the podium. I think Hammercat's talking in chat. I don't think he's very happy either.
Oh no, he's not been happy since Eau Rouge, but it's not how you want you have your first race.
No. DCG wins here though, ahead of Badger in P2, who he passed on penalties, and Oliver in P3. Well done to him for making it up onto the podium. It's an all-British rostrum. When's the last time we saw that in Formula 1? Almost saw it in Formula 2 this year in Italy, but not in Formula 1. So, here are the results. Barring any viewers' investigations, DCG will win the race ahead of Badger in P2, Oliver in P3 and Energy Dan in P4, Broomy is in P5 and Savo is in P6. Sensei is in P7, Shadow Britain is in P8 and Xander is in P9, Racing Podge in P10. The last finisher, who was outside the points, was Blues in P11. Drivers who didn't make it to the end of the race, get ready. Alco, Sonic Hawk, Origins, James Hook, Oliver, Hammercat, High Grade B, and SAS did not make it to the start of the race. James Killer did not even take to the start. And relax. That was eventful, to say the least, wasn't it?
That was. You couldn't have asked for a better race, to be honest. It's just full of incidents, action-packed. Eau Rouge, I knew damn well it was going to catch so many people out.
Okay, Oliver. Sorry, Oliver just said that he can't do Mike, so that's fine. Surprised Nick DeFries is in F1, but in F1, don't know why I'm saying this. I don't like Nick DeFries. I'm sorry, but I don't like him. I find him arrogant.
Well, isn't Nick DeFries going to some other Formula?
Formula E!
Or is he going into E?
Yeah, he's going with Mercedes. So Mercedes have got Stoffel Van Dorn and Nick DeFries. Does the McLaren know that they stole their drivers? He's not bad at Formula E. He got pole position a few times, but the HWA wasn't brilliant. So we will just...
Badger is asking any interview.
There are interviews. I haven't... my friends, so I'll just quickly invite him. So that is the invite sent to 2 drivers. I will now go and have a look at the car that won the race, which was in fact the Racing Point. Oh wow, I turned into Trisha Shakanawa there from what's it called? From Family Guy for a moment, didn't I?
Yeah, you certainly did.
Yeah, Van Dorn would be fine if he didn't have anyone other than Fernando Alonso as his teammate. Possibly Jensen might have given him a bit of run for his money. But, yeah, Fernando Alonso, I mean, I don't like the guy. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this, I'm going to really hurt Lee. I don't like Fernando as a person. Respect his talent, don't like him as a person. Anyway. So, now we're on to interviews. We can have a chat with the drivers if they so join us. And today we have not only Badger. Now, Badger, as we go back onto the stream, you how does that feel? Because that's the only question I can ask.
It's happened the other way around where I've won a race because the other guy had penalties, so it's karma. It happens, but it doesn't feel good.
Welcome to the world of racing.
Yeah, man. But I was trying to push. I knew I had 2 penalties, and I checked, and I was completely gone. He was behind me. I was racing him the whole race as well. DG, is it?
DCG.
DCG. Sorry. Yeah. So I checked to make sure where he was, and he just stayed there within the 3 seconds, and I couldn't pull away. So I knew it was coming for quite a few laps. But yeah, it's one of them. I'm not that bothered because, you know, I won on track. Penalties suck, but that's part of it. It's all part of it. And like I say, I've won a race the other way around, where somebody in front of me had too many penalties, and I got first at Silverstone, I believe.
Oh. I had to think for a moment there because I was about to go mental, thinking, "You think you got what?" Then I remembered it was in another division.
Yeah.
Because this time you finished behind someone very good looking. But yes, no troubles in Eau Rouge and Radion at all?
No, I had a good race, man. I've got a nice setup around there, so it's nice and smooth.
Did you do it flat?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. See, other people say I can do it, and so can Gary. Maybe it's just the old guys that can only do it.
Maybe, possibly, mate, yeah. I've done it enough times, that's the thing.
Well, if the old guys can't do it, you'll see him in the war then tomorrow night.
Well, we'll see.
It's also one of them. If you on the first lap, if you're following people through there, it's the diciest it's ever going to be. After that, though, you know, as long as you're not in dirty air, it should be fine. You should be fine to go through there flat. Failing that, a little bit of lift off. Shouldn't cost you that much time through there.
Last time I raced here in SFR, I started third and I finished second on track. So, you know, I never had that problem.
Well, I've started third, finished second, finished first on track. But hey ho, I had a good race though. You know, that's another podium as well. So, and I'm in here. Pleasure talking to you again, Davey.
I know. Aren't you looking forward to this? You're spending more time with me. Especially on my last season. Looking forward though next week. I'm choking because of the horrendous chance of having to sit with Gary for a bit longer. Looking forward to next week though. We're off to Italy for Monza. Where are you targeting for Monza? Because it's another high speed track.
Yep. Do you know what? You shouldn't really go into any of these races thinking I'm going to come anything other than first. And Monza, I'm going in there with exactly the same attitude.
Why is that, though? Why do you not want to come in thinking, I'm genuinely pushing him on this one? Why do you not want to win? Why do you not want to say that you're going to win?
It's not that I don't want to say. It's just my outlook on it is if you're going to race, you should be racing to win. You shouldn't be racing just to take part. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you need to race dangerously. You just need to push hard as you can, and that's what I do. But Monza, it's one of them tracks where you really can push it. I really like Monza, so yeah, I'm aiming for first without trying to be too. I'm not saying I'll get first. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good competition here. I've just had a great race tonight. It was on DCG. What a race! The only reason I got past him was because I undercut him on the pit stop. I couldn't get past him before that. I tried. He defended really well. He had good pace. So next week, I feel that that's the guy I should be looking at. Ghost Cam should be back next week. He's decent. The Racing Podge, not sure what happened with Racing Podge tonight, but he's decent. So yeah, Monza's a good track. I'm looking forward to it.
Nonetheless, though, we congratulate you on P2, remembering that Oliver got P3, well done to him, and that DCG ultimately won the race in. That's not the right car. I just kept to drop my controller and just went through about 3 cars. Oh, my life sucks. Before we go, though... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Oliver, didn't he get fastest lap as well?
He did get fastest lap, yes.
Brilliant lap there, so well done to him for that.
So, before we go, though, G, I don't remember who you were. Any questions for Gary, who I keep calling Gary because I like to punish him?
So that's my name. I think you've called it a long time now, amongst other things.
Can't say the other ones.
I was about to say, I can't really think of any questions right now because I think you've already asked them all. Yeah, I mean, into regards to just not really for the rest of the season, like I said, you always want to go out there to win. What do you think your chances are now for the rest of the season going forward?
Well, I don't think I'm going to win the league, but I'm definitely moving up the table. You know, but I did drop into this league from GP3, so I think I was 6 races behind. If I'm honest, if I can get anywhere near the top 3, I'll be really happy at the end of this season. I know that's going to be a serious stretch, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm looking at. If I can get anywhere near the top 3, 4th would be an excellent finish for me, I think. I think DCG is going to take some beating.
He really is. He really is.
He really is. He's quality, mate.
The only way I think anyone can really beat DCG right now is if he doesn't turn up or crashes. From what I've seen so far, anyway.
Yeah, he needs a couple of DNFs, so somebody can arrange that. That'd be great. No, seriously. No, honestly,
with that one.
No, you know, that's just a joke. He's a good driver. You know, he's quality. He's up there, and he's consistently getting points. So he's going to be really hard to catch him. The other two as well, to be fair. It's going to be pretty hard, but yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. If I can get anywhere near the top 3, I'll be happy with that.
Nonetheless, so congratulations to Badger for finishing in P2, and we will now go. He's allowed to go off and do whatever he likes to do.
Can I just quickly say congratulations to Mad G for getting a good serious drive in SFR3 as well, in GP3.
Thank you.
Well done on that, mate. You deserve it, actually. I've raced you a couple of times and you blitzed me, so well deserved.
Well,
go and give them hell.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I was reserved GP3 last week. I got purely lucky to finish 5th because I said all the 3 big names dropped down. Like Festa, Treyman, and of course his teammate as well. They all dropped out, so I just got pure luck at the end of the day. But I think Lee's happy to see me in there as well. So Lee's happy to have me in there. And,
well, I'm going to put my name down to reserve tomorrow night, so hopefully I can give you one more go.
Give me one more bout because you never
give
know.
Me one more battle.
You never know. I might come. Obviously, just reserving GP4 if that's it. I've always got commentators for the night, so you never know. I'll still be. If anything, I'll always put my name down to reserving GP4 if it's required. I'll still be there with you guys. Don't worry.
All right, guys. Listen, thanks JB for hearing me out. I'll get off now.
That's all right. So, nonetheless, Badger's now off to do whatever he likes to do. Probably get shouted up by Gunther Steiner for no certain reason. Now, G, your first time on commentary, you said it couldn't have been a better race. Do you still feel like that after talking to Badger?
It's still going to be awesome going forward. Like I say, it's just going to be awesome. It couldn't have done out better. I mean, I came in a couple of weeks ago, sticking myself just as a reserve, and I'm looking forward to even more from the GP4 guys. I really am. I really, really am.
Nonetheless,
if Badger sticks around for next season, and if the likes of, like I say, Podge are going to be retiring as well, but let's say if DCG thinks about stepping up a level again, who knows? Let's say if that actually happens, do you know what? I think Badger could have a good chance next season. I really do.
Nonetheless, though, SFR is not done this week. We will be having GP2 tomorrow night with me on commentary alongside Alex. On Wednesday night, James will be back in the commentary booth with whoever his guest commentator is, and on Thursday night, I should have Science Martins back in commentary with me, and he should be streaming for me this week. So, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Maggie, for joining us on commentary for your first time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh yes, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow night when I make my debut in the Williams. So it's going to be good fun.
Make sure you catch us tomorrow to see how Maggie does, and I will hopefully be back on commentary with you. Have a very good night, and we'll see you next time, SFR. Ta-ra, guys!
Bye-bye.